Welcome back to the action here in the Algarve. We're bringing you live Great Grandmaster Division, Currier Island versus the Netherlands. My name is Hannah Pendlebury. I'm joined in the booth by Statsman Brian and Benji Rees. Benji, run us through the results thus far for these two teams.
I think it's fair to say a little bit different between the two teams. The Dutch side undefeated coming into this. They polish off the Finns 13-7, the French 12-7, GB 13-4, and a tight game earlier today, just a couple of hours ago. They beat Austria 10-8.
Checking out the, talking to the teams before us, we see Patrick van der Walker, unfortunately off with an injury. He pulled his hammy in the warm-up.
Guess it's kind of always a bit of a hazard when you get to the great Grandmaster's age, isn't it?
Yes, injury prevention is key at any age, but certainly the body's not recovering quite so fast. He did come into the tournament carrying a bit of some broken body, did Patrick, but he'll be able to focus certainly on sidelining for his team and keeping this tournament running. But to hark back to what I was just trying to before we saw that cheeky shot of Patrick, that game against Austria this morning, the Netherlands were down 5-8 and then went on a 5-point unanswered run to take out that game 10-8. So perhaps a little less gas in the tank than they'd hope against this team with quite a lot of beach experience.
This Currier Island team hasn't had the best run in so far. They've lost all their games, lost to GB 13-4, Germany 13-5, Austria 13-6, but improved a little bit against the Finns, only 11-5, so that 6-point deficit is the smallest of the tournament. So maybe one of their teams is, this is kind of what you expect with the Currier Island. It's a very multicultural island, shall we call it. Comprised of players from 8 different nations, so a little bit of chemistry earlier in the tournament is not necessarily going to be there. It's something that you expect to grow as this tournament progresses.
So Glenn Nolf, the Belgian, currently disc near sideline. Lots of handler options getting in each other's way. Nearly a collision to traffic. Koolman doesn't really see the disc, but manages to recover. Scooping layout bid, but ground stripped eventually.
That was insane that he even got to that.
Yeah, great work. Marbus centre field. And the hatted source of information. Well, they get the number. The Currier Island, it's quite hard to read, but that's Daniel Powers throwing the disc there. Lawrence across to one of the Japanese players on the team, Noguchi. Oh, and Nogu finds waiting to Rajima Toru in the end zone for the first point on the board. It goes in favour of Currier Island.
Nice start to this game for them breaking on the first point. The Dutch offense looked a little bit confused at points, but they were moving the disc fairly comfortably until that last pass was just a touch too far. He got his hand on it, couldn't make it, and then Currier Island's D-line whited up the pitch pretty effectively, in all honesty.
They certainly did. Handy Japanese connection to finish. But that was a shame to see the ground strip for the Dutch. Great bid. And looking at the wind right now, it's all day long we've had a wind from the right-hand side of the sand to the left. But now we seem to have a full-on crosswind. Basically, as the cameras are facing towards that far sideline, it's just going straight across the pitch, which is going to cause all kinds of nonsense in this game. Yeah,
right at our back. Could be potentially havoc wreaking. You mentioned there was a Japanese connection at the point. 8 different nations mentioned as we represented. This is going to test my knowledge of flags. Japan, USA, Germany, Portugal, Sweden, Switzerland, Singapore, and...
Did he mention Germany?
Did he mention Canada, I think?
Yes, indeed. KJ, number 19, not actually on our formal roster. She's snuck away from us. You see her there on the mark. But that's a lovely piece of offense coming out of the hands of Jankus Reisveld. And a nice, easy score, shooting from right to left. A hold for the Netherlands, much needed, because Currier Island actually coming out the blocks with a break of score initially.
Yeah, nice for the Dutch to get a little bit cleaner that time, working all the way down for their first point of the game. We have a look here at the replay. A nice little leading pass there. And then looking around at his options, does the sensible thing, turns, isolates a reset, and then pivots out nicely. Nice throw into the end zone from Riesveld.
I like the little jump and fall to the knees there. Some might call it gratuitous, Benji.
I don't think anything they do in this division can be gratuitous.
All pre-planned. And so the Netherlands side actually training together very, very frequently for a great Grandmaster side. Many of them coming out of the Red Lights team. And they train every week throughout the summer and every month in the winter months. So a hardcore bunch.
Love the dedication to beach ultimate, especially at a slightly more advanced stage.
And we seem to be playing some loose mixed ultimate with some women up in the mix. Very exciting to see them being able to match up against each other as Currier Island very close to the end zone. Dawson on the disc pops in front of the number 14, Daniel Powers, and that's a comfortable score for Currier Island.
Daniel Powers wearing those instantly recognizable calf sleeves. Pretty nice effort there from Dawson. Tried to get the toe in, landed wrong foot first, but then reset himself comfortably. Nice work there from Dawson. Dishing it off for Powers for the goal. You see it again there on the replay.
Yeah, nice start, steady stuff for the Currier Island Great Grandmasters team. Now the Dutch in those lurid orange shirts will look for another hold as we see the wind slowly change direction. Actually, it's now going back slightly more downwind, but still firmly from the near to the far side of the field. So off to the races with the Dutch. Martin Lauer with the disc. He'll find his teammate Remco Brabus. Center field. He's going to put up a shot. Martin Lauer popping it off and immediately striking deep. Nice little casual backhand toss spike to celebrate.
Barney was just completely left in the dust. I'm sorry to say, too fleet across the surface was Martin Lauer.
Well, you can see we had another treat of a game from the Netherlands earlier. That was in the Master Mixed Division. Lots of limmy players there, but look at this. Just leaves the defender for dust, never looks back.
Clinical stuff there from the Netherlands, and after that turn on the first point, both sides haven't turned it over since. You see a nice shot there of
Van der Valken.
yeah, the main man